Thirsty.
Too many krauts.
Point captured!
Too many krauts around here.
Point captured!
1, little 2, little 3, little crowds. I'm just kidding.
So Cypher, there are some players not showing up in the status output.
Yep, and I got auto-shifted to a team. Yep. And I got auto-shifted 5-on-3 in favor of the other teams. So I don't know why it did that.
Absitzen und zum Sturmangriff bereit machen!
Yeah, it's showing pretty much everybody from me, except for the ones that cost that 1 spec right now.
Yeah, it looks a little more normal now. The last map was
Point captured!
I wish the guy that claimed that
flag to capture.
I don't like this map. Last time I played this map with Cypher, bad things occurred.
There's way too big a map for this number of players.
Ah.
We could switch it to something smaller if y'all want.
For some reason, whenever I activate gun save, it doesn't want to let me switch weapons.
Oh.
There we go.
Well, there's no way on this map I'm gonna get you submachine gun, so I'm gonna have to switch it up a little. God damn it, you shot me in the ass, Chief.
So West got upset at me for telling him that I'd ban him for the kitty porn comment.
Yeah, I noticed that when he was freaking out.
He came back in and started, heard someone else use the word piss, and he started going on about, well, you're not getting on him about that. And I explained that it was like, the specific genre that is unfunny. He's like, well, I'm just not going to play here anymore, and he left.
Yeah, he's got, I mean, I don't know if you know, but he's got, like, I think he's got Down syndrome or something. So he's got issues. So he doesn't sometimes get everything a little bit sometimes, and he doesn't realize what's funny and what. That's why I told Speedy, because the people
he's like Asperger's.
Yeah, and like the people he hangs with hack, and that's why I told him back in the day that he's going to get guilt by association because they all hack, and he doesn't know any better, and that's why I told Speedy you have to explain to him that this is not good because he doesn't get it.
Speedy is in Speed Bump?
Yeah, it's his mother.
Point captured!
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got a friend that's got Asperger's, and I tell you what, if they show emotion, it's a learned emotion. It's not something that comes natural.
Actually, it's probably more autism than Asperger's. Asperger's usually has a little bit more grasp.
It's the upper end of the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a high-functioning autism.
Yeah, I know my stepson's autistic.
Point captured!
Yeah, because people give him a hard time.
Yeah, I know a number of people that either are, or at least they believe they have, Asperger's.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how the first one missed.
Point captured.
Yeah, because people give him a hard time. A lot of the guys make fun of him, even people that call him friend. But the trouble is, he's older. He's an older kid. But his mom, he has no filter on his mouth either, so that gets him in trouble because he doesn't realize what he's saying is bad. So he gets carried away.
Yeah, they don't have.
You turned away and I shot you in the ass, Wookie.
Yeah, they don't really have a sense of that. They say pretty much whatever.
Yeah, that's fairly normal. Yeah, that explains his reaction. That's like perfect example of the sort of thing I would expect in that situation. If he does show up again, I'll have a better idea how to explain it to him.
Guys, I forgot how old he is. I know he's like I think he's just early 20s or beginning of 20s. I don't know, but I know he's up in age a little bit, but he's not, a kid, but he acts like one sometimes because
old enough that he should know better.
Yeah.
Point captured.
Typically, psychologically, they're a lot further behind than
Exactly.
Yeah, like I say, I know a number of people that have Asperger's types condition, and that's very typical. How'd you know where I was?
Heard you.
I was crawling for the last 30 feet.
Yeah, I was on the other side of the wall, so I knew you had to be there. What I love about surround sound headphones and having them loud enough, you can hear everything.
Yeah, but like I said, I was crouched. That time I was straight in front of
I
you.
knew you were coming around.
I hit this list, like, back up.
Ah! Just
Dumbass low ceiling, you can't throw anything.
Yeah, I know, I hate that. Just chime in when you win some kills there, Wookie.
Okay, where were you?
I was invisible. He was using one of my special hacks.
Damn these lag spikes. I'm gonna have to check with Fu to see if he's on Uber. Because he was complaining about him too, and he's also here in Fort Worth.
Yeah, he was lagging really bad. The only thing that didn't make any sense, I got it on video, he was lagging, he was warping in and out. You couldn't even see him, right? I take a shot, I miss him because he warped out of my view, but the guy behind him instantly shot also, but killed him. I was like, how does that work?
What the hell? You have no star above your head.
Point captured.
Why would I have a star above my head if I'm not talking?
No, well, that would be a microphone. No, a star because
Yeah, you don't see the enemy's label.
Okay,
You
that
can
makes
see your
sense.
own. Because otherwise it'd be too easy to spot the enemy.
Yeah, it's only your teammate you would see.
I should know that.
You see your teammates so that you know not to shoot them, but the enemy, yeah, that's too much of a giveaway.
Sometimes I get confused.
See? See mine? See?
Yes, I see.
Look for the oven.
We're 7, he must have went AFK, huh?
No, he's not AFK.
Oh no, he's not. I was like, how did he pass me? Because I was all back there.
I was maintaining radio silence.
You were sneaking around.
Oh, the flag is huge.
Oh!
Gut wurde erobert!
Yeah, I was just telling Xenomorph earlier what I thought it was Murphy. That I may invest in a better headset soon.
Yeah, I love
The
my
mic on this one is really good, and the sound is pretty good, but it's not like high-end surround.
Yeah, I got the Logitech G something surround sound 7.1.
Point captured!
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, this one is some Logitech USB thing that I got cheap like 10, 12 years ago. Maybe even longer.
Wurde erobert!
You know, for a long time, you know what I was using, and I still had it from back when I used to be an RR. I had I was using my Logitech Battlefield 2 headphone that came free with Battlefield 2 when you pre-ordered. I used that for like years.
I think this is the same one that I was using back in RR too.
I don't know if that was Cypher or not, but if he's on the other side of that door, he's in trouble.
Yep. Yeah, I stepped out and I'm like, I don't know who's shooting, but I need to step back.
Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann!
Wow, really?
Yeah, I glanced up to see what 757 was doing, and then I looked back up and like, oh crap, he's right there. And I couldn't bring my gun to bear quite fast enough. Good job.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta get a better headset.
Los, los! Abstütze bereit machen zum Sturm!
Yeah,
I'm just...
when my dad passed and I got my inheritance, that's the first thing I did was went and got all my prep rules. I went and got a new keyboard, new mouse, new monitor.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty happy with my mouse. I've got a relatively new keyboard. I could upgrade my monitor. It's only a 1080p.
That's all I got.
And this laptop can do 4K. Not that that will matter with this game, but
Well, you guys do know that 4K, although great, the human eye can only see a pixel difference of... I mean, 1080p, you can't fully express everything to the human brain. It's just not physically possible.
Yeah, it's just the clarity. That's all it really is. Because you can definitely see it if you ever go. Like the best thing to do is go to like Best Buy or something like that, and go look up an Ultra 4K monitor playing like say Star Wars, like something you've seen before.
Yeah.
And look at the difference. It is freaking crazy. It is so clear and crisp. It looks like watching live TV.
yeah, when I upgraded our TV to a 4K less than a year ago, I think. And it made a huge difference. And our old TV it turned out not to be 1080p. It was only 720p. So, but it was it's night and day, the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because I was like, yeah, I'll take, this 42-inch 4K TV. We'll use the TV, and I'll take the old 32-inch TV that I thought was 1080p and put that on my computer.
Yeah, that's what I was
put
using.
it on the computer. I'm like, this sucks. Then I found out it was actually only 720p.
Yeah, my old one was that. It was low. That's why I had to get a new one, and I got a really good deal on this one because it's an Acer tournament monitor, and it's like 1080p, 144 hertz, all that good stuff. It's a 27-inch, and regular price was $499. I got it for $100, and that was new.
I got this. Mine is a 1080p Asus 24-inch. I got like 5 years ago with my tax rebate.
Yeah, I'm running that 27-inch Asus M279.
I'm pretty happy with it. It's just, it's 5 years old. I can get a nicer monitor now and put this as a secondary.
Oh, nice.
2 years ago, my wife and I was trying to find new computers and monitors. We couldn't find a decent monitor anywhere. Well, we went to Walmart. But
Walmart is not the place to go for home electronics.
Well, the thing is, they didn't have any 27-inch monitors, which is what I was looking for, because before I had like a 23 or 24. But they did have 33-inch televisions with all the connections in the back for 150.
Yeah, and these days the difference is, I mean, there's quite a bit of difference in, like, I suppose, in the refresh rate, stuff like that. You're going to get much better with a computer monitor, but for most people, you wouldn't even know or care.
Well, with the difference in computers, I mean, my previous computer was a 2006 build on XP with like max of 3 gigs of memory, and this new one has 3 gigs of...
What a time for a lag spike. I came around the corner and I'm like, my gun wasn't even on you and suddenly just froze. I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah, if you go with a newer monitor, specifically for computer, you want to go with a flat panel IPS monitor. They got a way better image.
This is an LED.
Here, I thought I was going to cap out.
Really?
And there was someone around the corner. Yeah, I'm actually pretty pleased at my new job. Day one, I sat down and there's 2 24-inch monitors on my desk. Now, of course, I'm not doing any gaming there, so I don't need, like, the really high-end stuff, but...
Oh, good thing I missed! Yeah, Bacardi made me laugh. He works for, like, the FBI or something like that back in the day. And he would work, and while he was at work, since he does matter of fact, he actually does child pornography investigation, and while he was running things on the computer, he would play World of Warcraft with me. We'd be in the daytime playing, so he'd be literally playing World of Warcraft at work.
Get the other one while I'm getting this one.
Damn it. He was sitting down there listening to us to run around, you know that?
Well, yeah.
He's sitting there going, I hear him. I'm just going to wait here for a while. Damn it, Cypher.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, you were looking for me over there on the overpass.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to try to hide so I can get 757 when he came around the corner, but I was like, I knew I heard you by the pass, so I threw that grenade over there just to flush you out, and then didn't realize that you went all the way through.
Yeah, I had thrown a grenade down at you and then ran.
Yeah, they gave out a copy of Quake Champions today, Bethesda.
Yeah, I saw you playing that earlier.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard of it.
They gifted me a copy of it on my email address today, and then they gave you. It's like you got to pay money to buy the Champions, which I don't like, but you can rent them through paying for free, or you can buy them with points. You know, like when you go buy like credits, or what do you want to call it, like real money, and then but they sent me one and they gave me some free money to go buy a character. So I said, well, I'll try it out.
I keep wanting to try out that. Oh, let's see my crown. Oh, God, what's the... It's been out for a while now. I guess a year or so now. I can't think. Overwatch.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, it's fun. It's just so hard now because so many play it now. Everybody's like a pro at it, you know, and it's like it is such a pain in the butt, like to learn. Like I try to keep going in there, and I try to play, and of course they try to put you with people more your level, but of course it's been out for so long, everybody knows it now. And the good thing is they really do get hackers off of there, so these are people that just know what they're doing. They've just been playing for, you know, since the game came out. Yeah, another one good is Paladins on Steam. That's like Overwatch, really good. And another one is shit. I just bought it not too long ago, and I can't remember the name of it. But
10 minutes. I wasn't sure if you were a body or. I was just about to shoot you anyway, just in case, and you got me just before I got my sight on you.
Point captured!
I like League of Legends too, but of course.
Yeah, I'm not a
That's
big.
another one where you really got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not a
And
big.
I don't really.
I'm not a big MOBA fan. I'm not RTS games and strat games and MOBA games. I'm not a big fan of.
Absitzen und zum
MOBA?
Sturmangriff bereit
Yeah,
The MOBA game.
it's was it multiplayer online battle arena?
machen. Point
What is
captured!
that what they call it now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a real fan of like the real-time strategy game, but and League of Legends is the only one of that style that I've ever played.
Oh,
So the whole, what trading tree and different objects you want to buy throughout the course of a single session and so on, I haven't mastered.
I got that Quake Champions with my new video card.
Ah, I caught on the stupid pallet. I knew you were going to get me, but I was hoping I could throw the nade far enough to get you back.
it's not a bad game. I played it. Like I played the beta. I think that's why they sent it to me, because I joined the beta when it came out and I played it, and it was all right, but it was really buggy, you know. But now it seems pretty decent.
That's just annoying, Cypher.
And most games I usually play is FPS, and then of course RPGs. I love RPGs.
Yeah, this is the only FPS that I ever really got into.
Yeah, I played them all pretty much, or have them all eventually. Played most of the CODs, COD just got me. I stopped buying CODs because of the hacking. I just got so fed up. I'm like, I'm not buying. And the last two COD games, friends bought me because I wouldn't pay for it. I kept telling them no way in hell.
Actually, now that I think about it, I liked the Medal of Honor games.
Yeah, those are
The
good
first
too.
few, but those were single-player games.
Oh yeah, okay, like
And the Call of Duties in single-player mode. I never did get into the multiplayer Call of Duty.
They're fun, but I mean, it's just like I said, it's just riddled with hackers. So like, you know, you got people running around with pistols and knives, just speed hacking and killing everybody, and you're like, what?
And it would be so easy to design the server so that you can't do that.
Well, that's the
Just
thing,
give
though.
too much autonomy to the client side to say I'm at this position instead of I'm moving in this direction at this speed. The speed you can move or the speed. Where you're either actually walking or you're running or whatever that you're actually allowed to be doing.
Well, the trouble is, like I always tell people, the trouble with gaming is it's all data. So eventually somebody will find a way to crack it or make a hack to where it will be, the game doesn't detect it. I mean, there's been so many, anti-cheats that just get overwritten because that's all people sit there and do is try to learn new hacks, try to make new programs to beat.
Well, obviously, as soon as you build a box, going to invent a better lockpick.
Mm-hmm.
But there are things like, you're saying the other day about how in D&D you can do stuff like have your client modify your hitbox size.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if that was defined on the server, you couldn't do stuff like that.
That's the one.
On the other
downfall.
hand, the drawback to that is that means the server has to do that much more.
I'm horrible with this gun. Yeah, that's always the one drawback that Half-Life in general's always had. Everything is client-based.
5 minutes remaining.
And to turn it more server-based, of course, that means you're putting more load on the server.
Yeah, you'd have to limit your server size. You wouldn't be able to do much custom stuff, but man, it would be a clean server.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised Murph hasn't come.
Hacksaw! Yeah, no, you heard me coming.
Look for the helmet!
Like an elephant clumping over his own peanut shell.
Yeah.
Point captured!
Yep, I knew you were gonna be there.
Really, Wookie sniping?
Look for the helmet!
Yeah.
I was gonna. Oh. Yeah, watch out the other hackers around here somewhere.
Point captured!
Oh, like right there.
How you managed to get that aim so fast?
Yes, I can.
Still don't
3
get it.
minutes remaining.
But yeah, I know that you know I'm around that corner. But you know exactly where is.
Hello, Miracle.
Hey, Mayor.
Look for the helmet! Point captured!
Damn it, Cypher, just die. He's over there dodging my bullets like he's slow motion.
Get ready to choose a map.
Look for the helmet!
Dang it, you cooked it just right.
4, 3.
I saw it coming and I went to run around the box and
It's time to choose.
And there he is.
yeah, still none of them very good for this number of players. Yeah, Solitude
Look for
isn't
the
too bad.
helmet!
Yeah, let's go.
Oops, sorry, Wookie.
You killed our friendly neighborhood Wookiee.
Okay, where are you?
Get it in with that plastic over my head.
1 minute remaining.
Couldn't see the act.
Oh, nice. I was trying to sneak back up to you.
Point captured!
I heard you clumping around. I'm like, here he comes.
I always love coming out of spawn and seeing my previous body still melting into the ground.
On to your computer.
Like, why is there a Sten here? Oh, that's my previous.
It's real fun when you get a body that hangs onto your foot as you're driving. And you're like, oh, really?
It always makes you think you died, and you're like, did I die? And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute.
Los, los! Absitzer bereit macht zum Sturmangriff!
Yeah, I'm just glad I finally got my record to work now again. My NVIDIA record's finally working again.
Wait, yeah, you can fix it.
Clean my computer pretty much completely off and reinstall all the game crap again, and it worked. And update my driver, of course. It's working
Yeah,
now.
my mouse is starting to irritate me. I went and installed the, Logitech set point and enabled the game detection and all that stuff, and now it's fine in a game, but anytime I'm just doing Windows stuff, it's like it keeps overshooting where I want to point to and I have to stop and go back. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, that's why I like this mouse. It's got the acceleration on the mouse, so if it gets too much, just hit one button on the mouse and it slows it down, speeds it up, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I had like the M518 or something.
Yeah, that's what I used to have.
Unfortunately, I wore out the
Yeah, me
the
too.
right mouse click, so I can't use it anymore.
I must have walked right past
I mean, the mouse itself still works. It's just the right mouse button wore out. So when I replaced it, I didn't want to spend that much money to get a new one, so I got a less expensive Logitech that doesn't have the sensitivity button.
Yeah, I bought this Proteus mouse, and man, I'm loving the hell out of it.
That's a Logitech or something else?
Yeah, Logitech. It's got like weights. You put weights in it and stuff like that, and you can take them out. It's got
just like the 518.
Yeah, it's got a thumb button on the side that you can use for sensitivity, or you can use it for a button, like a firing button. And then it's got the two thumb buttons up top, and then it's got your regular mouse buttons.
Sounds like really high-end mouse.
Yeah, it was like $50. So regular price is $79, but I got it on sale.
Yeah, I paid about
It's like a
$80 for
simple
my
now.
518.
Dang it! Yeah, I got a death adder.
I have a Logitech, but I just like the wireless, simple mouse.
Yeah, I had to switch up from wireless because I was having lag issues between the communications on the mouse and the computer.
I'm usually pretty good
Yeah,
at that.
I got a wireless Logitech trackball that I love, but I can't game with those.
I used to have a wired mouse, and I don't honestly see any difference between the two. I just didn't like the wires because they got in my way.
Yeah, it's a delay, but it's only
Yeah, that's
slight.
Which, if you're a really high-end gamer, might make a difference.
It makes a huge difference when you're trying to get good shots and clean shots.
Yeah.
Trying to tell me I'm not a high-end gamer?
Well, you don't shoot much. You're a stabby, so you're fine with that mouse.
Take that as an insult, Strongbow.
Area secure!
I didn't say anything
Yeah, that was
about
me.
you.
I said it.
Take that as an insult.
I said if you were a really high-end gamer, that
Yeah.
might make a difference.
Well, that's why
Read
I said
into
I take
that
it
what you will.
I take that as an insult.
I guess you're one of those people that likes to be...
Yeah, you add that to a good responsive computer with, that's clean and defragged all the time with a good high-end gaming monitor. It's insta-death.
I think we should make
Ah! I knew I was dead. He was throwing grenades in.
about time.
Yeah, I saw you leap out the window, so I had to throw the grenade and then immediately run around the corner so that I would at least have a chance at shooting at you. I didn't realize 757 was still right there. See? Teamwork!
Yeah, my keyboard's a G910. So
Oh, one of the Logitechs.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, I shot you in the back of the head earlier.
Yeah, I had the
I don't know how I won that one.
I had the G15 one, but that one died on me. I used it so
yeah, I've
much.
got just not a no name. It's a I don't know what the name brand is, but a mechanical mouse that I bought about 6 months. Not mouse, keyboard that I bought about 6 months ago, which I really like. But I'm starting to wonder if it's really the best one for gaming.
I had the Logitech, but it's the Call of Duty lighted one. I like.
Yeah, mechanicals are actually really good. I like mechanicals, especially if you get the. I think it's either blue switches or red switches.
Yeah, I've actually got
Just laying there talking. I'm not playing.
I got a Razer Brown Key keyboard.
Yeah, these aren't actual Cherry MX switches, but they're supposed to be equivalent to blues, I think.
I love the definitive click of my keys. I know I'm hitting the button.
757, you're getting kind of quiet all of a sudden.
I was gonna say I thought it was just me.
I think he moved his mic or something.
How's that?
Much better.
Yeah, I must not have been paying attention. I must have moved my mic.
Yeah, we couldn't really hear what you said the last time.
Oh, Cypher. No, I don't even know what it is. I got a Logitech, or not a Logitech, but
here I was going to try and sneak up on you.
I got a Razer Brown Key keyboard. Whatever it is, I don't remember. All I know is I went to Best Buy, and the keyboard was $129.
Yeah, I didn't spend nearly that much for this thing.
Yeah, this keyboard was pretty expensive. I don't remember what I paid. I think it was like close to $200.
Yeah, this is my first mechanical keyboard, so I only spent like $50 or $60 for it.
Yeah, that's what I figured out. I went and got all my stuff
Like
I needed to get out of
them. They're not genuine Cherry MXs. They're like Korean knockoffs.
What do you have?
But
A
they're
G what?
allegedly equivalent to blues.
What do you have? A Logitech G what?
I got a G910.
Yeah, I have a G105, but it's the Call of Duty one that lights.
That's what this one does. Full LED.
Like I say, those are the ones that have like can show you counters of how much ammo or life or something like that you got left.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I just don't do any of that stuff. I just like it for the light.
Yeah, this one, it used to have a monitor, but they took away the monitor. Now you use your cell phone. You download the app, and it's got a holder, and you open it up, and you put your cell phone in the hole and on the little carrier, and it becomes the monitor for the keyboard.
Huh. See, the problem I have with all that stuff is it sounds really neat.
The only reason I got it is a new keyboard, and I
But
got
then
a
I'd have to
Logitech.
take my eyes off of my screen and look down at my keyboard to see that stuff, and so there's no benefit.
Well, it depends on how.
I'm just too busy.
Yeah, it just depends on how
My
you.
keyboard's not.
Yeah, it just depends on how you got your monitor set up. Like mine is literally right above my keyboard a little bit, so when I look down, I only have to take my eye away literally for like half a second.
Well, mine is only barely above my keyboard too, but I guess I sit far enough back that still makes a difference.
He's in the tower strong. Or was, rather.
Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann.
Yeah, he just dove out.
You guys even
It's
playing?
funny, I was coming up behind him in the tower and I saw him go out the upper window and open his parachute, and his half his parachute was inside the tower.
I didn't know if I was yeah, I didn't even know if I was sticking out far enough. I'm like, am I sticking out? Am I sticking out?
I saw the edge of your shovel. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know who that is.
You guys even playing?
Oh, I didn't even know you could get up there.
I don't see anybody.
They went here earlier for a little while, and they all left. I think there's a scrim tonight.
It's
I think.
actually surprisingly busy earlier.
Yeah, I think it was a scrim, so I think they all went to go play.
Oh, I dropped my gun. There we go. That would explain why they all kind of disappeared at the same time. They were talking about a scrim. CK guys.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know if it's HK or in CK or if it's CK scrim. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was the CK guys that were talking about it, but it may be HK scrim against.
Oh. If I would have shot a little quicker.
Well, we knew you were there because you shot
Yeah.
757.
Did all of your guys' admin stuff go down along with the server?
No, I don't think so. I still have admin.
No, I think the game server and two separate. They're probably on the same hardware. Separate VM.
Area secured.
Or they might even be the same VM, but Apache and HLDS are two different things.
Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann. Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann.
Yeah, 757 was saying he was having trouble signing up to the forums, so I gave him the link, and then I went to get on the forum and saw that it was down. Giving the weird, can't find index.php.
Well, there's an issue going on right now. Papa, I don't know if Papa told you, but there's a money issue going on right now with the guy who's doing this for us.
Oh, Fuji?
It's not Fuji. I don't think. I think Fuji does our server, but the guy that we're actually renting from, that because this is his own box or something like that, and he wanted more money or something like that. Or I didn't really understand fully 100% what Pop was telling me, but he wanted more money for that and to charge for the website and to hook up HLTV on the whatchamacallit. And Pop was like, "Look, that's not what I heard." I'm like, most sites they when you buy from them, it's 99 cents per slot usually. And what they do is they give you a website and a free Mumble server, And he's like, well...
And I was talking to him about that last night, because this is through NFO servers. And I looked at NFO servers, and they're like, yeah, they provide, like, a 15-slot Mumble server for free, and then you got to pay if you want more slot.
I got a question for you, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
How much bandwidth would it take to run a 30-slot server?
It's not that much. It's just the fact that
by modern standards, it doesn't take.
Yeah, it's what it is that they charge you per slot. So each slot they tack on more money.
I was even looking at. I've been thinking about setting up my own server anyway, just to play with.
Now, if you want to get a higher tick server, which means it's a high bandwidth server, which it's usually called 1,000 tick. If you get 1,000 tick server, those can be up double the fee. You'd pay more because you're paying for extra bandwidth for faster times, and plus the slots per person. So that can go up in price. Like if you look on there, they'll say that they'll say like 1,000 tick server, and then they'll say more, and it can get really pricey.
I'm going to do some research into that because you know what? I have to build a few more computers for family members here. I might just get Froggy and build a fucking, I don't know, three
I was gonna say, I mean,
three
I run my
processor
own
quad core.
I run my own stuff here at home, and with a virtual server and all that. I could easily build a Half-Life server or a DoD server.
Yeah, I actually have a media box here that we were going to host it out of one time, but the only reason why we have too many people, here using the internet, so our net connection will suffer if the server got popular.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I just don't know how much real bandwidth it would actually take if there's like real number of people on it. I'm pretty sure my net connection can take it, but well, not sure, but I think it can.
Yeah, usually most people that host, because I got a friend of mine who actually has a couple of boxes, and he has DoD set up on it on his server on his one of his boxes, and but he has a T line. He's got a T1 line, so that's usually what
my
you
stuff
need.
is way faster than a T1. T1 is not very fast these days.
I think T1's it's a gigabyte T line. I think for T1 now.
No. T1 is 1.54 megabits.
Yeah.
A T3 is 43
That
megabits.
might be a T. I know it's something big. He's got a bigger pipe, but
and I mean, technically, I've got more than a T3. T3 is like 43 megabits bidirectional, and I've got 45 down and 5 up.
I think your 1 gig line is that. I think that's a T9 or a T10 line.
Well, he's got cable, I'm sure.
That's the one thing I like about mine is asynchronous. I can go up and down. That's why it would make great for serving for hosting. Yeah, synchronous.
yeah, I got a 300 down and 30 up connection.
Sorry, not synchronous, symmetrical.
Yeah. Yeah, I get 250 up, 250 down.
I hate you guys. I got 45 down, 5 up.
That's ouchy.
Charter Spectrum keeps advertising that I can get 100. Of course, they don't say what the up is. They just say 100 megabit because they think that all consumers care about is down. But then every time I go on their website and order, it only promises 60 in my area.
I've kind of been happy with this ISP that I have because they advertise, well, we're not going to tell you get the full thing. We're going to tell you get 80% of what we advertise. But every time I come up to it, 248 by 248 is what I always end up getting.
Yeah, when I had the upgrade to my Uverse installed, because it's technically 2 Uverse lines, because they only do 24 megabit, so it's two Uverse lines bond for 45. So I figured if I can get 35, I'd be happy, and I had to go back and forth with them a couple of times, because when they first installed it, I was only getting like 25. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
Around here, they won't even let
anything over 24 is considered to be, within spec. I'm like, no, it didn't. So I had them, it's called reprovisioning, but I told them to redo the line at their control end so that it actually brought up both lines, and I got 50 right out the gate. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
They won't even let me run a secondary line in my place. You only get one primary residential, and that's all they'll give you.
Yeah, that's here too. Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's because Uverse is like, it just uses basic telephone copper. And anything built within like the last 30 years, when the telephone company puts the copper in, they run at least 2 pairs. So one only requires 1 pair, so they just connect the second pair. Now, if I want to go any more than that, they'd have to run another line, and then I'd have to pay for it. And that ain't cheap.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud, happy with my connection. This week, though, it's been really shitty. They've been working on something, and man, it's been down so bad and laggy. And so we made a complaint. We complained every day for a week. So they told us now finally they're going to give us a good discount. They said, we're sorry for the inconvenience. We're going to discount you. So the next bill will be a little lower. But we pay I think we pay 100 in, I want to say 110 or 120 or something like that. No, 130. My bad, 130. Because
and that's still such a rip off because it's so much cheaper in Europe.
Oh yeah. Well, wait now with the net neutrality going down.
Gigabit for $15 a month equivalent.
Yeah, well, they got a gigabyte connection here through them, but it's a little more money. It's like I think it's like $50 more to the bill. So I'd be paying almost two something, which I'm like no.
I can get a gigabit line for $190.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it'll be about here. It'd be a 190. Well, see, they started capping on mine. My connection's only $99 really, but they started capping here. They gave everybody 1 terabyte of bandwidth of data, and if you go over that, they start charging you. So they came out with
Maryland.
They came up with an unlimited plan, which you pay $40 extra. And you get the unlimited plan, so that's what I pay now. We pay $99 for the connection and $40 for the unlimited, so we don't get the data cap. Because between my brother, my mom, the 2 kids when they come over, we were literally going over the cap because we don't have cable, so all we do is watch Netflix. We got Amazon Prime, so that's all we do in game. So it was eating the bandwidth up like in no time.
Oh, yeah, that's not an issue here. They don't limit our data stream at all. There's no cap on our stuff.
Yeah, I got pissed because my friend works with the cable company, and he actually installs internet and does networking and stuff for Cox. And I laughed because when I told him 1 terabyte is a joke, with a family of streamers, he goes, no, the average household only uses that. I said, not really. I said, not now. I'm like, if they go all streaming, 1 terabyte is a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Because the average household hasn't actually fully cut the cord yet.
Absitzen und zum Sturmangriff bereit machen!
Because, just gaming alone, man. Like, downloading games, if you download more than 1 game, especially these days when games are like 70 gigs for a small game now, you go right through that connection. It's just, that you're capped by the end of the week. By the mid-month usually.
Okay, if you're downloading... Well, how many games are you talking about a month?
Well, like I said, if you download at least 3 or 4, like we downloaded, I think it was, we all bought this game. It was 70 gigs. I think it was Doom. And we all downloaded, really, between all of us downloading plus the web surfing and doing our streaming, we were literally out of the terabyte within the second week of the month. Because Doom is 70 gigabytes.
Well, how many copies was that?
That was 4 or 5 copies.
So that'd be 70 gigabytes times 5 would be 350 gigabytes.
Oh, nice. Then
you wouldn't even be halfway through your...
That's what I'm saying, but then you add your streaming time, like streaming your stuff, because everything you stream, no matter what it is, even if you're on your computer just looking at Netflix, it's taking data. So you just watch one thing, or YouTube, it just takes data. That's what I was trying to tell my friend one time, because he kept telling me, oh, that doesn't count. I'm like, no, it's all data. Anything you look at, video-wise, especially depending on what resolution, it eats up more data.
But, my wife uses Netflix constantly, and we don't even come close to our cap.
Well, your average high-definition movie that you will stream...
On the other hand, there's just the 2 of us, so...
It's like 5 to 7 gig just for the damn movie.
Yeah, and that's what we were joking about, because that's what I tried to tell him. I said, you realize that most movies, like if it's an hour or too long, is a gig or 2 gigs, And he goes, oh, well, and then he does tell me that I should lower my quality. I'm like, that's not what I pay for.
Yeah, well, but then again, I have never heard a whole lot good about Cox Cable to begin with anyway.
Oh, it's great. I've never had a problem. I think it depends on where you go. Because like I've heard some states, that it's really bad. Because my friends got it in Arizona.
Well, you got to keep in mind that most of those cable companies, Cox and Shaw, I guess, is in Canada, but Comcast and all the others, those are all cable companies that were built up by buying smaller cable companies. So, like, if you're in Louisiana, you may be on Cox.
Oh, damn you!
You may be on a part of Cox that was some completely other cable company 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Each one built their stuff a different way, and some of them...
Well, the Cox here, we've had...
well, and some not so much.
Yeah, Cox here was the only provider. That's why everybody was saying, because we don't... literally, Cox was probably the only cable provider we've had in forever. I mean, we got cable here when it first came available in our area, which was back in 1980. And then it progressed to the internet, which I think we got, when it was available. And I think it was like early 2000 something. I got it, we went and bought the broadband connection.
Oh, I got you in
the latest thing on the, any kind of commercial connection is they don't even do the T's and stuff like that nowadays. You just get Metro Ethernet. I can't even get a price on that.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Google.
It's all contact them for a quote, and I'm like, yeah, basic. You know what it costs to run X amount, and all I want is X amount of bandwidth and so many IP addresses.
Yeah, I just wish Google would start spreading a little bit because they start at 1 terabyte of connection. So, and it's reasonably priced.
Gigabit, yeah. Yeah, and it's like, and it's funny that, as soon as Google announced that every time they announce they're going to roll out in a certain area, AT&T follows suit. And then as soon as Google announced they were slowing down their rollouts, AT&T was like, yeah, we're going to slow down our rollouts. Nobody actually wants this. It's like, I don't care which of you brings it here. Get me that gigabit connection.
Well, it might not be too long because AT&T is about to swallow up Comcast.
Yeah, I doubt that'll go through.
Well, they swallowed up DirecTV here not too long ago.
Yes, but DirecTV has competition. And I'm pretty sure under Trump, who knows, but under any reasonable presidency, the FTC would say, no, that's a conflict of interest. That's anti-competitive.
I agree. I don't like AT&T because I honestly I worked for DirecTV as an installation tech, and the second AT&T took over DirecTV, they started chopping people's wages. They took them off of their bonuses and their salaries that they were making. They put them all hourly. They cut their hours back. They brought people in from other states to do the work. It was a bad deal.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of AT&T. AT&T here, when they first got the internet here, I got that, right? Get this, I go order the package, right? I'm like, okay, this is the package I want. And at the time, it was the highest they had. And I don't know if you remember those little green, little alien-looking modems, right? They send me one of those. They tell me how to hook it up. I go hook it up. 5 minutes later, I get another one in the mail. Next day, I get another one in the mail. We got at least 7 of those modems. Every day, they kept sending us one. So we kept telling them, like, look, you're sending these damn modems to us, come pick them up. And they wouldn't come pick them up. Then we told them they were here, come get them. They wanted us to send it back on our dime. I said, no, I'm not sending it back. You guys kept sending the damn thing. I'm like, you get somebody over here, or, give us the box that, free of charge to send them back to you. They wouldn't. So then they billed us per modem, which was like $100 or something, $100 and something per modem.
Yeah,
we told them, screw you. So take us to court. They never did.
Yeah, when I cut the cord, because I had Uverse, I still got Uverse, but I had Uverse TV, and then I finally canceled that.
Yeah,
of course, send back your set-top boxes, and I forgot to do it. As a matter of fact, I still got them in the trunk of my car, and they charged me $300 for those.
Minutes remaining.
And I'd love to give them back, but at this point, I doubt they'd give me the money back.
Yeah, we lied. My mom, because you know how like they tell you to bring them out at the nearest service center usually. We lied and said that my mom doesn't have a car, so they told us that they would just flag down a UPS guy and put it back in the box and deliver it to him. So we went and did that.
Damn it! I couldn't switch guns fast enough.
That's why you gotta learn to drop your gun.
Well, you know what? Something I figured out the other day with this gun mod.
Loading environment onto your computer.
I was saying with this gun mod, I've got keys bound to a couple of the guns that I like to use, the Enfield and the Sten. And of course, you get a full gun. So one could kind of hack by as soon as they use up all of their ammo, just hit the button to grab another gun.
That's why I told Papa I wasn't too thrilled about having the gun mod. I mean, you can lock that out. You can actually lock that out. I think they have a limit, even a time limit, where you can only trade up to one gun and that's it. And because, like I told them, there's people that actually, when they do hack, that's what they do. They run that, and like as soon as they get rid of all the bullets in one gun, they just switch to another gun, and they're just running all over the place, running amok, killing everybody with all different guns.
Well, and you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do all that. You can just keep switching to the same gun over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Hey, Matt.
I knew you were behind me.
I saw somebody out there. I was like, yeah, let Cypher go.
Yeah, Papa was talking about right now about the stuff.
My gun is...
Because I think that's what the guy was doing. I think he's trying to basically ransom everything to try to get more money out of Pop. I told him I didn't have any money right now because I am broke as crap to help him. But that's why I told him when he did this that I could help him with players, like getting people to play here. But money is going to be kind of an issue right now.
Point capture!
Well, and I was looking at, and that's why I started talking about a Mumble or Murmur server or something like. Because even though technically NFO servers includes one for free. I don't know what his arrangement is, who he's actually paying, and so on. But I just set up a Mumble server on my machine here. Not the machine I'm playing on, but one of my machines here at home.
Yeah, I just use Discord. I like Discord because, I mean, it's all their stuff. But you can make a chat room, and it stays. And then you can invite people, you can lock it, you can do it's pretty much got all the TeamSpeak stuff.
So how much does a server cost every month?
It's literally 99 cents per slot. So if it's a 20-something slot, it's $20-something. Like we have, like ours is $20-something. Like I think it's a 21 slot. I think we have here, 24. So it's like $21 to $24 a month.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that's why Pop wanted to pay for it because he was like, "I'll pay for it myself." But the guy that we're doing just seems a little shifty.
Well, what's he doing for us then? If it's
he's doing the server, he's hosting the server, hosting the HLTV when it would be up. He's doing hosting the website and the web page. I think he did the web page.
But I mean, what's he actually doing that NFO servers isn't just doing for him?
Oh, I don't know.
Other than maybe skinning the web page.
Probably that's it, most likely.
And installing the mods. Because, I mean, we could easily, just get our thing through NFO servers.
The funny thing is, we were talking about this too, like with the server work he did, him and Fuji. We were just going to make a copy of the server. We back it up, and that way if we have to go to another place,
back up the config file,
and just load it up.
Yeah, I actually was building a DoD server the other day too, because I wanted to play around with just the config stuff. Unfortunately, the the script I was using that was supposed to download and install everything for you in the tower, Matt. Oh, you're not over there. Was like, I'm building it on a, I don't know if this means anything to you, if you know anything about Linux. I was building it on a CentOS server, and the script assumes you're on Ubuntu. I mean, it properly detects you're on CentOS and downloads the right packages and installs them.
Yeah.
But then when you go to actually start it, it thinks you're on Ubuntu and is looking for libraries and stuff where Ubuntu would put them. And I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, we got a media server here that me and my brother built, and it had Ubuntu on it, and we put Plex and a bunch of other stuff on it. And I used to run my my Linux version of
up the top of the ladder left of the
TeamSpeak, because TeamSpeak you can actually download the files and host your own TeamSpeak. So I had my own TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
And it was like a 30-man TeamSpeak, but we forgot to put it back on when we had to reformat. So I just left it alone. But now I just use whatchamacallit, what was I saying? I can't remember the name of it now.
I was even going to ask if I could get a copy of the config file once I got the server up so that I could play around with it a bit.
Yeah, you'd have to ask Pop for that. He's got that stuff. I don't even have the Archon yet for this server because I never asked him yet because he gave me the other one, you know, all the stuff for the other one, but we never, he never gave me this one. He thought he did because whatchamacallit was, Fuji was doing work. And it kept getting overwritten. And he didn't understand how and why. So he thought it was me with the damn Archon. I'm like, no, you didn't even give me Archon.
You had a server previously?
No, this one. Because he didn't give me Archon for this one. I only had the other one that we had, the game servers one. Yeah, because I mean, this was actually only an experiment. Because between you and me, and like everybody else, and I'm recording this, so they probably know by now. Because I've already said it before. We were actually only doing this because we wanted Evil to try to fix their crap.
I'm also recording.
Yeah, we wanted Evil to fix their server. So Storm, you know,
there you are.
Murph said that he would rather try to start this up just to get players to come play here, and then to change things so maybe Evil will fix their crap, because Evil's server is broken. It is mega broken. They have no file system. They don't know how to do fast file. The registry's screwed up. Maps are screwed up. That they got broken maps on the server. So like, and that's what we're telling them, that all that can screw a server up, and they won't listen. And like all they do, like Hyper, because he's the only one doing the work. He just keeps backing up the server. So when something gets screwed up, he backs up the server again and reloads it. So the problem is on the new server again.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that, because like the fast download stuff is easy enough to do if you just set the right settings. Because like we had that, I think we had that on RR. And that was one of the things that back in the RR days, I had set up the server exactly for exploring those options. And I was like, I figured out how to set up fast downloads, and it was easy.
Yeah, all you do is put the link to it to where it can download, and you got to upload it to somewhere, and that's all it does. And it just allows it to utilize the connection faster and quicker, you know, than waiting for it like normal without it. So that way it's like, you know, not taking like half an hour to download a freaking 20 kilobyte map, you know?
Yeah, that's what ticked me off, is there was one map that they kept playing on Evil. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's a 500K map, and I've got a 45 megabit connection that works great, and I'm watching it's going to take me 30 minutes to download it, by then the map is done.
Exactly. Or they switch it on you.
They switch it on, yeah, because no one else is having the same problem. And then there was one map that even when I had it, it wouldn't download, or it would download and then I'd go to play, and it's after Googling it a bit, because it would crash every time I'd go in.
Yeah.
And Googling it a bit, it turns out it's like a common problem with a bunch of maps where
people
who develop their own maps, yeah, it's like they grabbed a template like an example template that came with the game, and then that template says that you need a certain WAD file that isn't actually included with the game.
Yeah, that's that Warlord file.
And even if you're not using the resources from that WAD, but you don't have it, it crashes.
Exactly.
So you have to either modify your map to specifically take that out of the template, or you would set it up so that when you download the map, you get that WAD. And I was talking to them about that, and they're like, "No, we can't fix the WAD file. That's." And I was explaining to some other people about how you fix it for yourself if you keep getting crashing. And they're just like, "No, I'm not going to download any WAD file." I'm like, "You just put it in this one directory." Like, "Nope, not going to do it."
Well, I laugh.
You're just gonna.
Because like
they're just not going to be able to play that map.
When they saw my video too, it was so funny watching it. Because I mean, DoD's been out for like ever, and yes, it has
almost 20 years.
Yeah, and it's got an update where they changed the file system a tad, which was back in 2003. But where they added that extra folder where you can actually add DoD underscore add-ons and DoD maps downloads, and I made a video of that. And they didn't even know how easy it was. And then they started complimenting me because they couldn't believe how easy it was to install a map. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, you guys say you played forever? I'm like, this is stuff I like you had to know in DoD.
Well, and the other thing that gets me is if you go to their website and you don't put the full path, /forum/ blah blah blah. You just go to evil home servers.com, whatever it is. Then you get an index page, which you should never get on a properly configured web server if there's actual content.
Well, that's Prime.
I appreciate that because then I was able to go into the /server page and I thought, oh, here's all their maps. And I grabbed all the maps. And then it turns out that half of the maps in that download are not the version of the maps they actually have installed on the server.
Exactly.
Because I was trying to get around this problem of taking forever to download whatever map whenever they'd go to run that map.
Yeah, because the reason why...
Well, if I just, use my full download speed to grab it off their web server, and I'm like, great, this will fix the problem.
Yeah.
And then, nope, it's version 2, and they're running version 3.
Yeah, because the reason why they didn't update the web page to match the server when they reformatted it, when they had to redo it all, they didn't match the server, so that's why those maps aren't on the server.
Yeah, which I figured out when I found out, because what you just told me is not the first I've heard about them, having to redo things and just restore from backup and so on.
Well, see, Prime.
So yeah,
Prime's,
none of that surprises me when you say that.
Yeah, he's the one that screwed it up because see, Prime, instead of learning it or trying to do most people do, learning your own system first, he would go right into the server and mess with it. And see, the trouble with Prime, love the guy, don't get me wrong, he drinks a lot. And he would go onto the server, messed up as hell, trying to fix the server while drunk. So he would forget what he was doing and screwed up the whole server. And then Hyper would have to go take the next day off and go figure out what the hell he did and what he broke.
Which would be fine if he just did get it all fixed and working and then back up that version and then restore from that instead of...
Oh, Hyper used to make me laugh. Oh, 7! Oh. We both got scared. Yeah, because like I said, Prime, like I said, he kind of bugs me, but I used to laugh when I used to talk about Hyper because, like I said, I played this game for the longest time. I pretty much know how to do everything. I think the only thing I actually don't know how to do really great is make a map. But I've done all the other stuff. I've helped RR with map making and uploading maps, installing maps, keeping maps on the server. I did all that shit with RR back in the day, and I tried to tell Prime that, and I tried to tell him to help, and what the hell, but he won't. He won't listen to me because he discredits everything I say because he's a physical education teacher, and I guess he thinks he's smarter than me or something. I don't know what it is, and we get into it. Me and him have bumped heads hardcore on the server.
Darn it, 7:57. I was waiting for Cypher to come out. I just saw him go around the corner and take out Matt. But yeah, I've been meaning to like offer to help them out with that because I mean I do system administration for a living. This kind of stuff is like
Old
not
school.
even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, it's so old school.
So like stuff like setting up the fast downloads and making sure you got the latest version of the maps. And making sure those versions match what's on your web server and all that. That's a piece of cake.
Yeah, like I said, Prime, he made me laugh before because, all right, you know how when the update came out, right? I was probably the first one that realized that the creative update screwed up the OD because I couldn't control right. My mouse was going nuts. So I found out turning raw input would fix it. So me and Murph were talking about it. So we went over to Evil, me and Murph, and Prime said, I can't play. So he's like, it's so hard. So I sat there telling him what to do. And I explained to him what to do. Well, next day, one of my friends comes in. He wants to go play. It was Saved by Grace. I don't know if you know him from over there, but he plays once in a while over there. And well, he was doing the same thing. I said, Grace, why don't you, do what I say. Put it in the mouse and go to the mouse settings and put in raw input, it'll work. Well, he starts griping at freaking Grace because I was helping him with a technical question, and he couldn't do it. And I was like, dude, are you serious?
That's a weird thing to gripe at something.
Dude, he gets obnoxious. Like, I told Mayor, like, I've tried helping people on that server like crazy. He gets butthurt and jealous when I'm helping people on the server. Like I told Mayor, I messaged Mayor a bunch of times. I'm like, I've been knowing Eddie for years, and I'm like, I just don't understand why he can't stand me for some reason. And I've never done anything wrong to the dude. I've supported Evil. I've even defended him a crap load because because of Evil's rules. I defended him a bunch of times, and stuck up for him. And people just he just undermines everything I'm saying. He puts me down so much.
Yeah, that's why, when they first approached me about joining Evil, I'm like, oh, cool, this is a pretty cool server and all that, and, they want me to join. And then, I asked, well, what's in it for me to be a member? Oh, you get to pay dues. Well, okay, I can play here without paying dues.
Exactly.
And so I just kept playing, and then you guys set up, ML.
Yeah.
So, I started hanging out here, and I was just thinking the other day, it's like, okay, well, don't always necessarily take the first offer you get, because then you guys offered to let me join ML, and I'm like, this is way better.
Yeah, Prime's asked me 3 times to join them, and only reason why I didn't, and to be totally honest, because I know Evil members are hacking, some of them, and a good majority of them.
Yeah, we've had that discussion.
And that's why I did not want to join them. And I told them, look, I'm like, people already question my gameplay. I'm trying to do everything in my power to show people that I don't hack. Besides, I've even invited people to come to my house. And it's and fly up here and, to come see me play, literally. And, and I don't want to join a group that's a hacker clan and gets busted. Because if VAC busts them and they put that VAC ban on there, the whole clan goes down. The whole clan might as well be a hacker.
Well, the other thing is that, after I didn't accept right away, and then I noticed, there's a shit ton of Evil clan members. It's just like, basically, if you're not a dickwad, they invite everybody. I'm like, well, okay, that kind of takes away any prestige of having been invited.
Exactly. That's why I told Murph, I was like, I wanted to get to know people, and I want to take my time, watch them, make sure that they're legit, and stuff like that. And I mean, if they're cool people and they come around and talk, like how we met Seven, like people like that, that's the people I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that want to have a good time, play legit, and keep the server clean.
Well, and it's funny, I was completely bored at work today because I'm on a new job, and it's starting right before Christmas, and they're still setting me up with access and stuff, so there's pretty much nothing for me to do. Because, there's just literally nothing for me to do at the moment. So I started pulling up the ML forums and stat, I started going through the stats. I was like, oh man, I've dropped from 12th to 24th in a day. And then I looked at, here's this name I don't recognize. It was like equals ML equals greater than me equals hacks or something like that. And they were like 7th place. I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. And, did Murph invite another member? Then I clicked on it and I saw that it was 8 Redline. Same Steam ID as both players. So I messaged Murph, and I'm like, did you invite 8 Redline? Because I saw this. He's like, no, he's permabanned.
10
And he explained
minutes
why he was
remaining.
banned. I'm like, well, that's kind of funny, because Redline's actually, he plays suspiciously well, but he seems like a pretty cool guy otherwise. And I mentioned to him, I'm like, should we set up maybe a private forum, board within the forum that only clan members can access, where, if you ban
somebody, discuss.
You post why, so that, if someone else has a question, they can look at the forum, oh yeah, so-and-so did that ban, and here's why, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he seemed kind of resistant to that idea.
Yeah.
Because I got home from work, and then he messaged me, he was like, you can always just ask me here.
Yeah.
Well, kind of the point is that you can look it up if someone else is...
Exactly, yeah. Because the reason why we banned him, he got really suspicious for a while. I was watching him, and we were all in here playing, and everybody was in here playing. He was literally killing everybody, instantly. He was running around with the gun. I think he was using the infield. He killed everybody. Didn't miss one shot. And, we all had people in here that was, relatively good players, and some of them even were hackers. He was still kicking the shit out of everybody. And I told people, I said, dude, there's no way.
I didn't question why he banned him. I was just like, well, it'd be kind of nice if we had a record
reasons,
of who did it, when, and why, so that someone else asked, why was so-and-so banned? Or
well, I laughed because...
banned or whatever, and you don't know, then you could go look in the forums.
I laughed because Murph actually got mad because I banned Dan and Whiskers. I actually caught them hacking, doing stuff. I was watching them. I didn't have the video running, which I wish I did at the time, but I watched them shooting through walls at people they knew were on the other side of the wall that were not making a noise. And I told this to Pop. I said, dude, they knew where they were. And it's like, and he goes, oh, and what happened was Dan actually called out Fuji because we were playing Donner, the map. He had just died, so he just spawned, right? Didn't know where anybody was. Fuji's coming out the back bunker. He called out Fuji before he was even in view, and he called out, and he, even though he missed Fuji, he knew Fuji was there. Oh, no.
I knew you were up here. I caught a glimpse of you and started shooting, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw 757. I'm like, one of these two is going to get me. And I just about unloaded my clip at you. And I'm like, well, okay, he backed up or whatever, and I turned and shot 757. I'm like, how did I not get killed by one of you two?
Yeah, but that's the reason why we
running up the ladder, and I still got you.
That's the reason why we banned Dan Johnson, and that's why I got laughed because
I saw the discussion in the forum for appeals, and where Murph then basically said, nope, the ban stands.
Well, the reason why we got into a conversation on Steam, he wanted to unban Whiskers, and which I'm giving him a warning. I said, no, if we do that now, because these guys are known hackers on other servers, if we do that now, give them even an inch, they will take a mile, and then other hackers will go, they're wishy-washy.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, we have to take a stand.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you there.
And
There's been several other people that I'll spec, and I'm like, there's something not right here. But when I'm watching them, I can't actually definitively say that they're actually hacking.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that, when he said Redline was banned and said why, I'm like, well, I was a little suspicious of him, but I didn't do anything. So maybe I just need to, trust my instincts when I'm suspicious of someone.
Yeah. I always.
Someone and then have.
That's what I always
overturn it.
That's what I told people, and I'm like, and I don't want to ban somebody who's good either, But when they're just completely crazy, killing everybody in sight that they shouldn't be, that's when my gut's like. Yeah, exactly, and that's how he was playing. He was playing like a god.
And Peace and Blackheart.
And see, and the funny thing is, even though Fuji gives me shit, and he got mad at me, he yelled at Papa and told, like, he wouldn't message me, but he messaged Papa because he said I'm what do you put it? How am I doing? I'm spreading bad rumors about his clan because they all were TDC, and TDC was a known hacker clan. So everybody who played DoD with them knew, and that's why the server went down, because they were all at TDC, and if you went over there, you got owned instantly, no matter what you did. And people stopped playing, and that's why the server's dead. Then they became TDC, and they did the same thing there, because all the TDC members, all the CK members went to, TDC members went to CK, so now they have 3 servers and nobody plays on them. And then he got mad at me for saying that. And the funny thing is, I warned him in the beginning when he decided to do our server. I said, dude, I don't trust your clan. I do not trust them. I think they're all hackers. I know most of them. I banned some of those guys from RR. They've been banned from RIP. They've been banned from War. They've been banned from everywhere because they hack. And I'm like, and he goes, well, these guys are League players. I said, no, they're not.
Well, and for me, it's like, I don't want to be in a position. I only decide someone's hacking and I ban them, and then I get overturned by Murph. Because then I personally would get a reputation of, oh, he just bans
everybody. Exactly.
Because I had accusations of that
back
in RR. There'd be several times that I'd ban someone or just kick them to, make them go away for a while. And, there'd be complaints in our forums and stuff. Oh, Strongbow, he's just some 30-year-old blah blah blah. Just doesn't like people who are better than him. Darn it! I knew you were behind me.
Yeah, because I get
mouse setting because that's like the 3rd time in a row.
Yeah, you were pretty slow. Yeah. Yeah, because I know how it feels to get accused, obviously, of hacking, because it's funny because I got it so much, me and Momo, when we were playing on Evil, that's what made me go on this crusade, because I was getting so tired of everybody picking on people that were actually good and categorizing them as hackers. So that's what made me go on this whole recording my gameplay and screen capturing and all this stuff, because and really calling out people that I know are hacking and know that are using scripts and stuff like that.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that if I didn't know you, I would be convinced you're a hacker.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I've known you since back in the RR days, 10 years or more. Matter of fact, longer than that, because RR was before my wife and I got together. We've been living together for 10 years. So, and it's basically, you already had some credibility with me, even though when I first got back into DoD again a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I joined.
There's something not right about this guy's play.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I want to take his word for at least, give him the benefit of a doubt.
Well, that's how I felt about Marmaduke. Marmaduke, like I said, Marmaduke was the one that got me introduced into the guns.
Oh, that was 757.
Because Marmaduke was crazy, man. Like, that dude hardly ever missed, and he was just a kid, But he never hacked. I spec'd the crap out of him, so did the team. And he was good. I mean, even today, he's not as good because he hasn't played in a while, but he still plays, and he comes on. He plays a spooky fish now.
3, 2, 1.
Well, there's a couple of guys that have been coming on the last couple of days that, they're amazingly good until I go into spec, and then all of a sudden they're just kind of good.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to that guy. What was it? I can't remember his name. Damn. I was just specking him because I sold, because Fuji told me to watch him. I went and watched him, and out of spec, he was doing amazing. I went to spec. He started sucking so bad.
Night, and he was back, and he was doing just as well until I started specking. Then suddenly it's like, okay, he's good, but he's not that amazing he was when I wasn't specking. And there was one other guy whose handle I can't remember, but was on at the same time. The same thing. And I could tell they're like, off mic, completely swearing about how they wish I would stop specking so they could turn their hacks back on.
Yep. That's why I always get pissed. That's why I used to get...
But I sat there watching them for like a half an hour. I'm like, I know they're hacking, but I can't get actual evidence of it because they're smart enough to not do it.
Exactly.
Specking.
That's why they were supposed to add that thing where when we go to spec, it doesn't show us that we're in spec. It shows that we're still on a team. Because it's a mod, you can actually go to spec.
Yeah, I remember I think we had that on our...
Yeah, and it looks like...
And then there's like, if we had an HLTV server, of course, normally those are set up so that they, delay the replay by minutes or so you can't cheat that way. But I'm sure you can set it up so that the admins can get and see things in real time.
That's what that gym was. Gym was HLTV, and we were trying to set all that up, but now with this whole money situation, they took it off.
Well, I think it'd be easy enough for us to fix that, because, I mean, at $25, $30 a month, honestly, I could pay that whole thing. I'm not, but I do alright, so...
Yeah, money around here is tight. Like if it wasn't for my dad's inheritance, I'd have been broke as crap. But I'm pretty much went through it, and now we're still having money issues, and we're taking care of my brother's ex-girlfriend's 2 kids, pretty much. So they're here a lot, so that drains any little money we have.
Yeah, what Murphy told me was that, what did he say, that the server's actually being provided, like he was paying Fuji, but Fuji had his own blade or something like that?
Yeah,
server sure blade. Fuji doesn't have his own blade in the server, because that would be horrendously expensive. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I do for a living. A clan does not buy their own server blade.
Yeah, at that point, you'd probably be better off just to build a box to sit in your house.
Yeah, my friend.
Yeah, the server blade is like a $20,000 piece of hardware.
Yeah, my friend, that dude I was talking about, he's got 3 server blades in his house.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, that's a little different. So you can easily put a game server or 2 on, a couple of VMs running game servers on a server blade, or just, a server.
Well, and the funny thing is with DoD, you can probably pick up server blades from like, I don't know, about 8 years ago, 6 years ago, and they still be sufficient.
Oh yeah, you could run 100 DoD servers on any blade, as long as you have a chassis to install the blade into. Because DoD came out before really the concept of blades. I mean, it was around, but... So the resources required to run any DoD server, even, as you say, a 1,000-tick server or whatever, no modern hardware, even, as you say, 8 or 10-year-old hardware, would break a sweat running multiples of it.
Well, yeah, because back then that was the heyday of the Xeon processor, and you could get 6 cores even back then, and people were like, "Oh, that's insane."
Well, the Xeon processor's still around. They're still developing that.
Yeah, I know that, but to run with an i9 nowadays, the Xeon doesn't have a chance.
But yeah, they do.
I don't know. Just because you have more cores...
Xeon is basically just what they call the server-level CPUs. It's the same technology as an i7 or an i9 or whatever. Plus some things that they don't put in the consumer-level
or
stuff.
a delicious Ryzen.
A what?
Ryzen.
I'm not sold on those Ryzen cores.
Oh,
yet.
the new ones I am. The new ones.
I'm not familiar with those.
That new one, the Threadripper one, that's a beast.
AMD core?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't touched AMD stuff in years.
I just don't like the architecture of AMD stuff.
Oh, I love AMD. I love the price. I'm still rolling an old AMD. I'm using a quad, Black Edition, 3 point something, and I'm still using that sucker. Everybody's like, oh, they run hot. I'm like, no, they don't. Not if you put the right damn fan on a damn thing.
Well, the big claim to fame back in the day for AMD was you can overclock the ever-living piss out of that thing, and it'll run as long as you keep it cool.
Yeah, it's still like that. That's still their motto.
I've gotten out of. I don't know that much about hardware. I just know that the stuff that we run at work, every place I've been for the last 10 years has been all Intel.
Yeah.
They blow AMD out of the water these days for server side stuff.
Yeah, well, what it is, too, that's what people got mad.
Desktop, I have no idea, but on the server side, Intel is just eating AMD.
Well, they actually did studies on that. There really isn't much of a difference by barely that much. What it is that Intel did a monopoly, and that's what people got mad because they went through all the businesses, they promoted everything, and they went and did it all, and that's what everybody was saying that they did. And for a while,
757, I hit you at least 5 times. I could not possibly have missed and did not do a single point of damage.
Oh, you hit me, but it was like less than 5%.
I hit him.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, all right, the first shot could have passed through some stone, but the rest of the shots, like, I am on him. There's nothing between us. Point blank range is not possibly.
Oh!
And like I missed every shot.
Matt! Scared. I thought he did that. I was like, how did he hit me? And I shot him at the same time.
Yeah, I will be an Intel guy forever, simply because how stable they run.
And see
all
that
the protections that they include in the architecture.
See, the newer AMD chips are just as good. Like that's what, because I had friends of mine tell me the same thing about different things. The reason why they choose Intel. And
there was a while that even commercially, Intel was beating AMD because they could do the same stuff at a much lower price.
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's my favorite.
Intel started upping their game, and
Well, AMD was literally built around mainly gaming. That's what the chip was designed for. They put the 3D applications into the chip to allow you to game, and that's why they charged it a cheaper rate, because it was considered a gamer's CPU. And then later on, they got in more into doing more server stuff and what more the Intel chips do. But then Intel incorporated their type of version, which is kind of funny because even though they incorporated it, it's still... The price tag was ridiculous when they added their 3D architecture to the chip. It was like $1,000 compared to an AMD chip, which was only like $300 or $400.
Yeah, and you still pay a premium for Intel. Intel's always more expensive.
Yeah, when I bought my current laptop, I decided I want like a true modern gaming rig that can play anything out there. And of course, most of what I want to play is DoD and stuff that's...
Yeah, I laugh.
So old, I didn't need that, but I wanted to be able to play like the latest, hottest stuff, so...
Yeah, a friend of mine, he was building a computer, and that's what he wanted. He wanted it all out. And I was trying to tell him that you don't have to go all out, so I explained it to him, because I build computers on the side, and and I built this one. And it's funny, if you look at my specs of this computer... Most of this stuff is over 13 years old. I'm still using Western Digital hard drives, Raptor drives, which are like super old. And I laugh because everybody was like, oh, you need the best stuff. If you go look at my screenshots, the main thing you really need is a decent CPU and a good graphics card. That's it. And enough RAM. That's it. But you can pretty much make anything work.
It doesn't matter at all for a game other than how long it takes to load the game.
Exactly. Because people were freaking out because when I had my computer specs up and I was playing, I think it was Far Cry Primal. It looks amazing on this card. And it's a low-end card. I only got a 1050 Ti, which isn't their flagship, but it's still a good card. And the graphics are insane.
Yeah, I just bought, 'cause I was talking to a friend the other day and telling him I just finished the Mass Effect series and was kind of looking for something new to try out. So he started talking about Far Cry, and I'm like, oh, I'll have to try that out, because I've heard about it.
Yeah, Far Cry's
He's
amazing.
like, oh, we'll start with Far Cry 3, so while we're still on the phone, I bought it. And yeah, that's a beautiful game.
Yeah,
I know Far Cry 3 is a few years old now.
Yeah, you should try Primal, man. Primal, even though it's not as long as the other ones, the graphics in that game are just mind-blowing.
Yeah, he was like, he's waiting desperately for Far Cry 5 to come out.
Yeah, me too.
Would you shoot him?
I know he's there. He wouldn't stick out or not.
Thank you.
He kept hiding behind the damn door.
I could just barely see him, and he got me like 5 times coming out of there.
Oh.
Damn it.
For a 757, I can hit a little more reliably.
Yeah. I'm starting to get in the groove. I'm getting a little better. It's been a while, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, whenever I come back, I get a little rusty, and usually for about 2 or 3 weeks, I play like dog crap. Like, I'm like really doing bad, but once after that, once I get my groove up and I get all my feels right, you know, like for the way I can control, I usually get right back to just mayhem.
Yeah, I keep wanting to, like, have, I don't know, some sort of training session or something with you, Cypher, to see how you do some of the stuff you do.
Yeah,
But,
most
like,
of
I
it.
know you've got way better reflexes than I do, but I know there's more to it than just your reflexes.
Yeah, like everybody like freaks out. Like I told them that if you watch my videos, just watching the videos sometimes you get a little clue of what I do and how I play, and the play style I usually play.
Yeah, and I've done some of that. I mean, like, one of the best things that I found, because you were mentioning it the other day, was, you know, putting in the set point and then turning on the game detection so that it, you know, overcomes the way Windows 10 does its mouse acceleration. So I was talking about, like, trying to do fine-tuning of my aim when I want to just move it just a little bit. It's jumping, like, 10 pixels instead of 2 or 3 I want it to move.
Yeah.
And then, you know, once I turned that setting on in the set point, that fixed that problem.
Both of you standing down there now.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of it's just literally practicing. So, I mean, literally, like, I ain't lying. Like I said, if you look at my time played, that is literally time played. So, like, it's a lot of this is just trial and error and practicing and learning and watching other people's play style.
And what's funny is that, like, when I'm playing against you and you shoot me, it's like, you know, I'll come around a corner and you'll come around a different corner and, like, just the tiniest fraction of a second and you nail me. Whenever I'm specking you while I'm waiting to respawn or something, or I look at one of your videos, it looks like you've got a full half to even a full second to adjust your aim and pick people off. And I'm like, that's just insane. It looks like he's got so much time when seeing it from his point of view.
Yeah.
And yet, when I'm the target, it's like, you know, superhuman reflexes.
Nice.
Like that's why I love the videos, because like I even love watching myself sometimes play, which is a little vain, but I love going through and just like trying to watch my own. So like I guess a football player would do, you know, like how watching their own highlight reels to see what they can improve on. And I actually do that usually. Like
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
yeah, I will go through and look at things that I should do or try to do or things I need to try to work on.
have
Oh, nice.
games where I think just the other night, game where I was running around with some SMG. I don't know if it was the Sten or the MP40. And I just went through and wiped out the entire enemy team in one run. And even for a little while after that, I was still doing good after we capped out the map. I'm like, why can't I be more consistent with that?
Like I always tell people too, it's also a luck of the draw. Who you're playing against, who's doing what, who's using what. Because I get like that sometimes. Like there'll be days where I go like depending on who's on the other team, I will dominate. Like I'm talking go like crazy high numbers, and then all of a sudden like when the change is up, and depending on who I'm playing against,
see, that shot I shouldn't have missed because I was waiting for him for a minute, and then I missed it.
That's the one thing that I've learned is slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Just slow down a little bit. Take your time. Realize that you make noise and try to limit that. I mean, if they don't really know you're there, it doesn't matter who's tracking you. If it's Cypher or if it's anybody. I mean, if you're not making any noise, they really have no clue.
There's two buttons
That's
that are
why, like I was asking Cypher earlier this evening when I'm like, how could you know I was there? Because I was moving silently for, the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's earphones.
And by the way, when I'm like questioning you like that, Cypher,
oh no, I get it.
Do this? What
yeah.
skill am I missing?
Yeah, because what it was when you were doing that, I heard you walking up to the point, then you stopped and crawled halfway, so I could hear it through my earphones. Because, like I said, when you got these surround sound earphones, it pinpoints pretty much the direction that the person's coming from. And that's why I try to tell, like, Abel, because Abel did the same thing. He got mad at me about that.
So when you crouch earphones, and I'm like crouching and walking right now, I am making no sound whatsoever.
Yeah, no noise.
Are you actually hearing that?
No, there's no noise. But when you're moving up, like when you're moving to that section, I heard you take 3 or 4 footsteps, so I knew you were in that vicinity because of that direction. So even though I knew you were probably crawling, which you were, I knew you were coming to that point because I heard you come up 3 steps up from that area. So I just had to take my time going around.
Yeah, those surround sounds, if you get a good enough that have the digit processors inside the headphones, you can hear people moving a half a map away.
Mm-hmm. And that's how I got it. I got it pretty sensitive and loud. Like people's voices just loud enough to where I can hear it. And like the game is louder, of course, so I can hear footsteps like when somebody's running, literally like you said. Like I can almost hear people coming out of their spawn almost.
Yeah, that's got to be the newest upgrade I got to do. I've upgraded everything else. That's the only thing I don't have now.
And the other thing is, like, I keep saying, how do you aim that fast? And we've talked about that a number of times.
Yeah, well,
it's like, okay, I know, like, for example, you and me coming around a corner, you know I'm coming, I know you're coming. And I keep talking about, you still have to aim because there's, a certain arc of I could be, 5 feet to the left or right,
and
that still
most of that is reflex
right on me. But it's like, I just don't get how your reflex is that fast because you're like already on me before we come around the corner.
Yeah, that's just reflex. I mean, when you get used to it, you get really locked on, and you could see it in my videos. You'll see that I'm actually moving a little bit, but I'm making increments because the idea is to try to keep the mouse in the middle and move mostly with the left, right, up, down button. And then what you do is you only move the mouse a little bit when need be. That's all right. And
I forgot you're on my team.
That's all right. And then and then that way you don't move because like if I move my mouse fast, I can almost do a 360. Like where are you right now? You're out of spawn.
Yeah, just get out.
Look, see, see, this is how I move. See, that's incremental. You see, I'm just moving it slowly. But if I move it a little fast, see, because see, I can.
And that's another thing is the side-to-side motion. I watch people do the whole, like Fuji and a bunch of the others that are really good with rifles, where they'll like hide behind a corner and they'll step out, take a shot, and step back, and it looks like almost like they're jumping 20 feet out and then back. Like, I cannot move side to side that fast.
Yeah, well, see,
how do you do that?
Some people, like, see, I don't do that. You'll see, like, you know how you see those people that do this? They do this, like, back and forth like that? There's actually a hack.
Yeah.
So if you see them doing this really, really quick, and they're wiggling, it's a hack. Because what they're doing is they're waiting for the aimbot to catch, and then they shoot. But if you see people, when I shoot, yeah, because when I do it, I do it like this.
All the time when I'm specking, and I see it with people that I'm pretty sure are hacking. Then I see it with people that are like I know are good, but I have no reason to believe they're hacking. And still, it's like I can't figure out how they make that step so quickly, as far as they do. Because like when I do a strafe to the side, it's like I move barely half as far as they do.
You hit me too. You hit me right in the crotch. Yeah, another thing too is when you aim.
Just like, are they using just a different keybind so that, or because like there's you can do the thing where
strafe modifier,
strafe modifier, where you hold down a key and then move your mouse, and it will lock your left, right, up, down. But as you move the mouse, you just move left.
Well, see, I have a key when I'm running
too. I remember
too.
Back in the RR days, a lot of people like to use that, but then of course I could never make that work because you still have to have the left, right, up, down in exactly the right position. You can't correct if you're off when you're using that.
Well, see, some people when they come out too, they're aiming down at the ground. Me, I aim up. I aim up slightly because it's your head level, and there's a better chance of you getting an upper neck shot to head shot. So I always want to
that's
aim up a little.
That I've just been learning in the last few days is to aim up a little more. I've always been of this aim at center of mass because that's what you're supposed to do with real guns, of course.
Yeah, and another button that I love the most, which you'll see me use a lot in my videos, is sprint. Sprint is
we
my
talked about that the other day.
favorite button to use. Oh, damn it. Yeah, because that sprint button, man, like that used to piss Prime off because you know how the animation, of course, follows through, right? So when you stop short, your animation still shows you running for a second, then it stops. He used to get mad because the minute you let go of your sprint, you can shoot and you could fire. Well, I would kill him, and he would get so mad because I would be still in animation run, and he's like, "How did you do that?" I'm like, "I stopped." But
I see that all the I see that all the time. That's why I always get mad about how when I see people sprint and shoot, I'm like, because even though I'm not using a dynamic reticle, I know the game actually have that effect where where your reticle isn't necessarily where your bullet's gonna go, and yet I see people do that all the time. It's like it zeroes down to the perfect aim instantly for them.
Because I get accused of that all the time, and I had to explain it to him until I started showing him through my videos, and then he kind of shut up after that. But he was like, because he thought I had some kind of hack, like speed hack with, to be able to shoot with doing it. But when other people that actually played also told him that that's how they do it, then they were like, oh, okay. Just like running and throwing grenades. Like, you can literally throw a grenade an entire map. There's a lot of people that don't know how to do that, and they consider that hacking. I'm like, no, anybody can do it. You just gotta learn how.
Yeah. That's a popular tactic on Saints, being able to throw it over the river and over the opposite wall. Yeah,
I can't remember who it was, but we were playing Saints, and he was on the other side of the map on the water by the sandbags, and I threw it. And later, Maddie. But I threw the grenade, and the grenade went flying across the two bridges and hit him back there and killed him. And he goes, "Wow, Cypher," he goes, "you got some kind of grenade hack going, huh?" And I waited a few minutes, and then he went back to the same spot, and I did it again, and he started complaining, telling Prime that I was nade hacking.
I gotta figure out what's causing these lag spikes.
Where is he anyway?
He was in that. He was in the broken house. He got me once from there, but didn't see where he got me the second time.
And I think what pisses a lot of people too off that I'm such a, I guess you would say a veteran player. I can have a full conversation, and I will sometimes use talking as a distraction tool, like Murph said the other day, to I think 7. I will distract people because I can have a full conversation and still lay waste to everybody. And that's what I think makes people really suspicious.
Yeah, the only time talking interferes with me is that I use the V key to talk and the F key to move to my right, so I can't do both of those at the same time.
Yeah, my keys, literally, this is what I do.
But otherwise, I can talk and play at the same time.
Yeah, I use my arrow keys. That's my control. Delete is my prone. Number 1 is my push to talk, and stuff. Then I have my go to shovel on my mouse 1 button or my thumb button. The second button, my thumb, is my reload, and then I have my my shoot, and then my stab on the other side on my right button.
Yeah, I basically WASD except shifted over one key because I'm a touch typist, so I use the SDFC. So I shifted over one, and D is my forward and C is my backup instead of going up to the next row to go forward. And then I've got, all the keys immediately around that to do other things that I commonly do. The E for use and R for reload and so on. I should probably just unbind the flashlight and never actually use it.
I can't believe I'm missing you that much!
Then when I unbind it, we'll be on that one map where I need the flashlight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my flashlight is my back button. But I hardly ever use
Every once in a
it.
while, I'll switch to like the thumb button on my mouse to be my talk button. But
Yeah, I got 1 as my primary, Q is my secondary, and F is my knife.
what I need to get better at is like using the number keys to actually select a weapon. So because like I suck when I have to switch weapons, like go from the whatever my primary weapon is to my pistol or to whatever, because I can never remember which direction I need to roll to get which weapon, and it always overshoots anyway.
Yeah, I've never had a problem. That used to get in my way, but now, like with the mouse I bought, it's got a better lock system, so it only goes 1, which is kind of cool because this mouse has a lock on it. When I undo the lock, it rolls. And you can literally go and just spin it.
Yeah, same with my mouse.
Yeah, like a free
in the lock position. The lock isn't real tight because I think it's just worn out because I think they made this mouse a little cheaply. But I can't stand having to deal with the detents when I'm doing non-game stuff, so I've always have that turned off. What do you say, Avalanche, and get some players in here?
You want to?
Sure.
We have to probably put it on now because we voted already. It's gonna go to that map. I'll put it up right now.
Yeah, let's go.
But so, like I was saying, I have to get better at like actually just using the number keys. It's like, I don't know how many times I go to pull out my knife to fight horror or somebody and I overshoot and get my grenade, and
Yeah.
by the time I correct, I'm already dead.
That's why I like having my knife on my mouse, because it's a bind, it's already bound to it. So the minute I press that, it goes automatically to my shovel. So it's so much easier and quicker to
That's
use.
actually a good idea.
Yeah, it's so much easier to do.
What's the when you go into console and do bind? What's the bind name for the mouse button?
Depending on your mouse, I think it's mouse. Well, if you have a thumb button, it would be mouse 4 or 5, depending on what
Just
button.
Mouse numeral 4, no spaces or anything.
Yeah, just mouse all lowercase, and then the 5 or whatever, or 4. Yeah, because I think mine's mouse 4, I think, for that, and 5 is my reload.
Well, it's not mouse 4 or 5, because that didn't do anything. I mean, it takes the bind, but then when I press the button, it doesn't do anything. I still need to figure out how to bind, like, AMX chat or AMX CSay so that I can hit that type of message and enter and without having to go to console.
Yeah. Yeah, all I got is the admin thing bind. That's it. It's the admin controls.
The AMX modmin,
Yeah.
Same here. And like some specific says, like I've got a bind for player, change your name and keep your ping under 200 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I still gotta do that. I haven't really messed with it.
Like so. But those are easy, but having where it says AMX CSay and then you can type a message, I
exactly.
Because
yeah, I know there's
I know I had that back in the RR day.
There's a guide out there. You just have to just put in AMX admin commands, and there's a guide that tells you everything you need to know with that. I looked it up. I just never got the chance to play with it.
Yeah, I need to go looking for something like that.
That good shot.
I knew I was on you, but I thought I was going to clip like the concrete at the top of the ramp and maybe only do 50% damage, so I just purely lucked out that was a killing shot.
Oh.
I saw you, but I'm like, I'm going to have to duck out from behind this wall. But I guess for you...
I shot Rich, but he's lagging.
You shoot through the wall, yeah.
Because his ping was going pretty high.
Yeah, Sir Richard, you're going to have to work on that ping there, buddy. Speaking of, were you on, I think last night when Radar Goat got kicked?
No.
Oh, it was just, I guess they set up something so that it automatically whose ping goes over 200 for too long. And of course that caught Radar. And we were talking about how, we need to make an exception for him because, he plays pretty well and his ping doesn't interfere much, but there's not much he can do about being in Australia.
Exactly.
She's like, why did I get kicked? Like, we didn't mean to. And we do want you to come around here.
Yeah, I like Radar. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's cool then. Just be warned that, as we were just discussing, if your ping is over 200 for too long, you might get auto-kicked. Yeah, it's funny, earlier tonight, I got home from work way earlier than I usually do today, because, holiday. So, I got on DoD, it's like, oh, there's nobody on the servers I play on, so I went and got on to Merrill's Marauders, or whatever it is. It was completely full. And I like, oh, there's Radar Goat behind you, Sir Richard.
Yeah, he was lagging really bad. He literally froze.
Yeah, he's shooting up to 400 now.
Yeah, you might have to go check your ping, bud.
Well, he just said he's in Australia as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I was warning him that, He may get auto-kicked. Cypher! Alright, I'm gonna alt tab out of the game for a minute to see if we can figure out what I need to do to bind something to that thumb button. And I'll do a quick look for that AMXA stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yep, don't go that far into spawn. Oh, jeez. He kind of like teleported to the flag and shot me. Yeah, that's the sucky thing about having 200 ping against the guy who's got 20.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, you're standing there for 5 minutes while he, polishes his shoe, loads his gun, make sure he's got the, correct declination for the shot, and then he shoots you in the face, and you're going, how did he do that? I didn't even see him.
Yeah, that's why people get mad at Evil, because my ping was so low. Because I usually only roll like maybe a 15 to 20 ping over there, sometimes lower, depending on who's on my network right now, here at the house. But they used to get so mad because my ping was so low that I could get away with so much quickness that I was using speed as my ally.
Minutes remaining.
Cypher. You were behind the bags, weren't you?
Nah, I jumped out the window.
Ah. I chased him all the way up the bell tower.
I remember one time I did that, and Prime was luckily watching me. I jumped out on some guy's head and stabbed him. Yeah, he's lagging a little bit because I almost didn't get that shot because he warped 2 feet.
Yep, the disadvantages of being locked in by, like, 2 major oceans.
Mm-hmm.
When sat communications become a major thing in the future, it'll be a lot better for people. Caught me eating a Jolly Rancher, what the hell?
Yeah, that's right now they were talking on the news, or one of these, not really news, but a report, because they were talking about yeah, see, he got kicked. He got kicked for being too high. But they were talking about the Russians trying to sever the lines for internet. Uh, they were talking about there's been ships being out there deployed out there on the oceanic underlying internet servers, and it's mostly Russian ships. And they were saying that they were thinking that they might be trying to sever the line.
Yeah, I tell you what, if history's proved one thing about anything, don't trust the Ruskies.
It's sad because it's not really it's the old Russians you got to worry about, because I got friends that actually are from Russia, and they're not that bad. I mean, they want pretty much what we have, like they want to live like us, but their country, their older superiors just won't let them live like that.
Oh, you mean they want bread and water that doesn't cost them $20 a gallon?
Exactly.
We were making jokes that gentleman who defected from North Korea and got shot a bunch of times before he made it to the border. We were sitting there going, yep, it's probably one of them South Koreans. He was waving a Kit Kat in the air, teasing that poor fucker.
Yeah, exactly. I opened up my Steam.
When I'm looking up Day of Defeat stuff, and all I can find is Day of Defeat source.
Yes, it is hard to find old stuff.
Like, I'm just trying to find, okay, it is mouse 4, mouse 5, whatever, but now I can't find the command that I want to bind it to, because I want to bind, use knife.
Yeah,
I tried, use slot 1, slot 0,
yeah,
those didn't do it.
I think it's just 1, I think.
It's like I even checked what's bound to button 1, and it's just slot 1. So I found the same thing to mouse 4, and it didn't work.
Yes, I thought it was just 1. I have to look at my bind. I think it was just 1. I think it's hard for me to look right now because I'm recording. So if I minimize, the recording's going to get screwed.
Well, you can just pull up your console and type bind space and whatever you want to bind it to, and if you don't bind it anything to that, then it'll tell you what's currently bound to that button.
I've just looked at my config. I'll just pause my video and come back.
Yeah, I knew you knew where I was.
Yeah, I heard you moving.
I heard you moving around. I'm like, okay, he's already heard me. He knows exactly where I am. I'm like, can I run out and surprise him with the timing? Nope. Actually, I almost got you.
Yeah, you almost did.
Line up on you to shoot. Because you did land right in front of my gun, but as you landed, you fired as I was firing, and you just got it in there a little faster.
Poor Seven.
Wow, what? Poor Seven.
He's been patiently waiting for a kill.
Patiently waiting for a kill.
Hiding somewhere. He's waiting.
Hey, Seven.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was you! See, that surprises me that you didn't know I was coming up. Egg spike.
Point captured!
I was hoping to trick you to come jumping out while I was priming the nade.
I think when I Alt-Tab now, like, my mouse button won't reload, because I know I didn't bind anything, but my mouse 5 button won't reload now. I have to hit the R button to reload.
Is that what you normally have it bound to?
Yeah, my mouse 5 is usually my reload.
Ten minutes remaining.
Yeah, I just tried binding mouse 5 to reload using the exact same thing that my R has for what it's bound to, and it just does not work. Let me check something. I'll be right back. I'm going to Alt-Tab out.
Well, I suppose, fellas, it's been fun, but I should probably get back to sleep.
Alright, bud.
Catch you guys later.
Take it easy.
Nope, it's not anything I can find in the Logitech setpoint stuff. Wonder if it'll only change mouse key bindings on a map reload or an exit and restart the game.
Oh!
I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to exit and restart and see if that binds that mouse key.
Okay.
Yep, that did it.
Yeah, it turns out when I did try to do that bind, it actually did bind my mouse before. So I had to go back in and rebind it. It's on README right now, so it's probably going to screw it up. I'll probably have to go manually edit later. So that's the only thing I hate about when you got it on read only and you edit stuff, and then all of a sudden you like the map changes and then it goes right back to normal because it's on read only.
Yeah, I've got like Bob and Bob cycles set to 0, and those got overwritten. Or not overwritten, but reset, I should say.
Area secured!
Ah, I just almost got you.
Oh, you hit me too. Right through the damn wood.
Yeah, I was just spamming bullets.
Yeah. I actually looked in the window, trying to get a clear shot, and it went right through the damn windowsill.
Yeah, I think I'm going to order another headset tonight. Because one thing this headset does not do is any kind of surround. It's just strictly stereo.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, my dang hearing aids, if it's not like a completely over-the-ear headset, it's not being picked up by the hearing aid, so I get no boost from that.
Yeah, these things definitely cover your whole, because I got big ears, and my whole ear fits inside of these damn things. Only thing that sucks, which
Well, that better sound anyway, even without hearing aids.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks this with these I don't like. There's no slight breathing hole, you know, like to be able to breathe, your ear to breathe. So if you like right now, like since I've been playing for a while and it's a little hot here today, my ears right now are all humid. You know, they're all sweaty and humid.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. No ventilation. Oh, I should have had you. You landed literally right in front of me.
Like
right
Batman.
in front of my gun, too. And you didn't even shoot as soon as you landed either. I should have had you.
I hesitated.
No, I didn't. That's the thing.
No, me, I did. Because I didn't shoot the minute I landed.
I thought I heard you in there.
Yeah, I was.
57.
I was in there. No, he's gone. He
He
left.
must have come out while I was primed. Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he said he had to go get some rest, said he was tired.
Okay, now that bind isn't working. It's not pulling out my knife. I wonder if it screwed it up when I went to bind the other mouse button to do something else.
Probably, maybe. You have to look at the config.
Alright, let me actually start again and see if they both work. Where are you? There you go. Now I'll exit and restart. Oh, hey, before I do that, I have this weird problem. I don't know if you've had it too. I assume you're on like a modern 64-bit version of Windows, right? Windows 10.
Yeah, I'm on Windows 10 64-bit, yeah.
So when I go to quit DoD, it never actually exits the game, and I have to use Task Manager to kill it. Have you had that problem?
No, never had that issue.
Because I have that with DoD and with Thunderbird, and they're like the only two 32-bit apps I run.
Yeah, that's weird. I like never had that issue. I've had that happen like some old or like some beta games. You know, like it would screw up like that. Like if it would just continue running, and I would have to Alt Tab and exit them out. You know, by manager.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, and of course, trying to Google for this, you know, all you get is DoD source and nothing that's even remotely matching, so Okay.
I wanted you
Now
to
I'll
look
go on.
up. Because your guy was like wiping his face, and I was like waiting for you to look up. And yeah, didn't work.
Get ready to choose a map.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Time to choose. I'm waiting right here for you.